Hey, hi Satish. You're on mute.
Yes. Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, very nice. So, how are you? All good?
All good, Kashyap.
हाँ, माइलेज चालू है टीएमएम के लिए?
अभी नहीं चालू है।
नहीं चालू है? अच्छा, अभी
अ,
है।
चालू करने का अभी।
अच्छा.
I have to qualify also, no?
Yeah, all of us
Irrespective of
have,
self confidence.
all of us have to qualify. All of us have to qualify.
Yeah, I know. That's good thing, one way. Because otherwise you tend to take it easy.
Yeah.
थोड़ा ट्रेनिंग भी हो जाता है, नहीं तो बोलेगा नहीं बाद में करता हूँ, भूल जाता है फिर। सब रिकॉर्डिंग के
How
लिए।
how big a gang are you getting this year?
दिस ईयर आई डोंट नो, लाइक 40 तो है ही है।
हाँ. अच्छा, the
40
same
50।
guys last time most of them are doing again.
नहीं नहीं,
A
सम
new
ऑफ देम
set.
दे डोंट। थोड़ा सा नया, थोड़ा मिक्स है। जो लाइक बैक टू बैक दे डूइंग, दे आर कमिंग।
हाँ,
सम ऑफ देम, नॉट ऑल आल्सो।
of course. Hmm.
ऐसा है।
So last time was your first large contingent experience.
हाँ हाँ।
Last time was you got a large contingent, right? That was your first large contingent experience.
या
Okay, we'll wait for some time. With 5 minutes, we'll wait for a few minutes
यस,
and let kind of everyone join in.
मोस्टली एवरीबॉडी इज वेटिंग फॉर द रिकॉर्डेड वन, इसे रिकॉर्डेड मिलता है ना, आराम से सुनने का।
बाकी क्या है, सब ठीक?
या ऑल गुड यार। आपको कौन सा क्वालिफायर कॉम दिसिंग टीएमएम?
Bombay, yeah. I don't do much races. Yeah, I mean,
हाँ
I actually don't do much races. One comrades and one full.
या
बस हो
दैट्स व्हाट, ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, नो यू फील लाइक क्या यार, घड़ी घड़ी इधर जाओ उधर भागो, क्या करने, दैट्स गुड।
yeah, body should also take it, no? I mean,
दैट इज देयर।
I also want to be running when I'm as young as you, na? वैसा.
वो तो है ये, आई एम गेटिंग यंगर डे बाय डे।
So where are you conducting your trainings? Bulun?
तो ऑनलाइन ना,
Online, all online pack.
ऑनलाइन ओनली, या ऑल ओवर लाइक इंडिया।
Acha, so you don't actually have a physical training setup
और
in.
फिजिकल नहीं है, नहीं। आई ट्रैवल आल्सो वंस इन अ व्हाइल,
Uh,
एंड ऑन ऑनलाइन आई एम इन टच विद गाइस, एंड ऐसा है। slowly feel like diversifying, sort of सब नॉलेज बांट, तो तुम लोग अपना अपना करते हैं ना, अपना अपना जगह पे ही ना। ऊपर
गुड
जाने के
इवनिंग
टाइम
सतीश
लेके
सर।
जाने का नहीं है नॉलेज, है ना, सब इधर ही छोड़
hey,
जाना
of
पड़ता
course, that's what we are supposed to do.
है। या
And it doesn't necessarily go away from us, right?
या
अपना
हाँ।
कम नहीं होता है उससे. And in fact, with so many people you encounter with all their experiences, also we just become a bit more wiser.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening, guys. Good evening. I'll put you all off video so that we don't necessarily see what each of you is doing.
हाँ।
Everybody is getting up from the afternoon nap. Guys,
अब
turn off your videos so that on the screen it's only Satish and me. It'll just help better from a visibility perspective.
lot of many races were there, no?
आज
हाँ, बहुत जगह पे रेसेस था। ऑल हाफ मैराथन हो सकता, बट मेनी रेसेस।
Now I kind of, there is a races every time,
every weekend there is 2-3 races, not even one.
Yeah.
Kiran bhai.
Wherein I am taking you off video. I think we have people, so we kind of I'll just kick it off.
Yeah.
Right. And as people come in, I'll kind of put them off video slowly.
I think many first timers also joined, I think, no?
Yeah. I mean, we want no first timers to join. No, that is
वो
a
भी
good
है.
idea.
We should.
So, good afternoon, guys, and thank you for being online now at this moment. Clearly, I mean, this is a conversation with one of I mean, the running legends in the country, right? For all of us who are more like amateur runners and who have taken running as a hobby or as just as a mode and a medium to stay fit, right? We all know Satish Gujaran, who has been like on the road ever since I have taken up running, at least for more than. Satish, you've been running for how long?
Hey, 2004 I started.
2004, right? So yeah, almost
That's in South Africa.
Yeah, a little shy of 20 years. But clearly we know Satish, and I mean, for us, especially at Comrades, he is like the father of Comrades for India. And the beauty is that with 12 Comrades and the first green number to his credit, he is still going strong. And thankfully now over the last few years, he's kind of donned the mantle of a trainer, and which only helps him to clearly train a lot more amateur athletes in the country to run long distances and run Comrades. And this is, I guess, his way of giving back to the society. So the idea of today's conversation is, of course, we talk a bit about Satish and his running experiences, especially at Comrades. But the idea is also to talk a lot about the preparation for Comrades and the various things associated with Comrades, for all, so that for a lot of you who are first timers, or not even not first timers, or those who are on the fence and a bit anxious to register, etc., can probably know and understand Comrades a little more and then take the plunge. The registrations are still open. There are 5,000 more registrations to go, and I think it will take another 10 to 15 days for those 5,000 registrations to kind of get over. So it is still, the opportunity is still there for people to know, understand Comrades and register clearly. So I'll Satish, let's before we get into absolute Comrades, let's start with talking a bit about your journey as a runner. Right? I mean, when did you start, and how has it evolved over the years?
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. And so nice to see you all here. Especially this is only for Comrades. Nice to talk to you guys. And yeah, well, I started running in 2004. And in short, I was a chain smoker and blah, blah, and all that. Because of that, I started running. And especially, I started running actually in South Africa, in Durban. I was in Durban for a vacation. So that's how I met a friend of mine, Derek. He was a Comrade runner. So he told me, he taught me learning. He taught me running. He said, if you want to give up smoking, then you start running. So you might give up smoking. So I wanted to actually give up smoking. So I started with him, and slowly he took me all those hills and valleys of Durban. It was like, where he stay is located, wherever you want to go, you have to cross the hill. So very difficult. It was like, so then I remember my first half marathon was the Hillcrest Marathon, and I was a DNF there. you know. And so that's how I started. And that time I was having in mind about comrades, but somewhat I didn't click, and I came back to India, and I was into smoking also and running also. I could not get rid of smoking, you know, in fact, till 2009. After that, I joined the Tisha Foundation, that inner engineering course. Then within 2-3 days time, it was like, sudden the thing, sort of, the thing. So I left smoking after that. Since then, I never smoked. So then to 2010 to 2009, Amit Seth was doing first comrades. He did, and he wrote that book also. And I met few runners there in race course Mumbai, and and they said they also registered for comrades. Danny and Sanjay. So they joined. They have registered for comrades. They said so. That's how I also registered. So two of us from Mumbai, and Amit and Nipa, 4 plus me 5. And yeah, five
This
of
is
us.
which year, कौन सा साल?
2010.
Okay, 2010. So all of you registered for comrades in 2010 for the first time.
First time, yeah.
5 of you, huh?
Yeah, 5 of us. So since then, it was like a ritual. Like every year, I used to. I mean, I had my friends to see there every year as a vacation. I used to go and run comrades and come back. And as you know, like some of you all know, like how this comrades, like, it's very sort of like, once if you do it, you feel like doing it again and again, sort of like. So that's how I hooked on to comrades, and I've been doing comrades since then. So guys, only one other thing is, like, apart from this, I just want to tell you, like, running, not only it is for fitness, I mean, fitness, of course, it is there, and they say that metaphor for life, running is.
Yeah.
And it's like through running, it's like a lifestyle. Running is like a lifestyle for us now, because through running I met like lots of people, around the world, sort of like in India also. Like I got an opportunity to meet one-to-one meeting with Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, just because of running. He knew about comrades and all those things. That's why he wanted to meet me. And recently, Sri Ravi Shankar had felicitated me. These all things. It's all mostly like about it's mostly about running and comrades, especially. Because of the comrades, I like, yearly once you go there, and whole year you train for that. You keep yourself fit. You have a goal, like, comrades 1 year, yearly once. And to qualify, you run few runs to qualify comrades. So that's how you keep yourself fit also, and you're in touch with the sports.
I know for us, right? I mean, for you as well as for me now, comrades is like a part of our identity.
Yeah, exactly.
In the running community, people know us because we have been running comrades, right? Because there are many people who run majors around the world, but clearly running comrades consistently is something which is very special, and hence I think for people like us keep going again and again, and at least I have seen a lot of them who run the first one definitely try and go back and run the second one, the up run and the down run.
Yeah, I recently, sorry to interrupt you, Kashyap. Recently, I had that GEMS award. I had gone there.
Yeah.
Right. So there, I was telling them, I feel that over that period of time, India will have lots of green numbers, many green numbers, more green numbers than anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
internationals, I'm talking about, internationals. So already there are, like, you're there in 8, and Dr. Oak is there 9. Dilip Patil is there also around 8.
Yeah.
Comrades, and many are there, the following. And
yes.
so many, like, Hari, I don't know whether he's going to, Amit is there, and many of them, they're already 4 or 5. Kishore Dhanupude. And if you do 4 or 5, then you feel that 6 to karega, baad mein 6 hone ke baad are 4 hi baki hai, chalo, and that way it is.
True, absolutely true. I mean, इतना करने के बाद then balance क्यों नहीं करने का? But I think at least for me, it's not that you want to do 10, but it's the sheer joy of training and running comrades, right? All through the year, and that becomes the primary running event for, at least for me, in the year. That's the primary running event, right? So everything else is planned around that event.
Exactly.
बस comrades तो करना है, तो from Jan onwards you are sincerely training for comrades, and from June to December you do what you want to do types.
And very true, very true. Yeah. So
वैसा है.
it's nothing like it, just one of the best marathons in the world. You just go there, it's safe, and and it's good. Like you really enjoy it throughout the 90 kilometers. You have a crowd support. Hardly any marathons you have. I mean, ultra marathons you have such support. So nothing like it. You just train for that, and keep yourself fit, and it's a great
So
experience.
Satish, I'm sure there are a lot of people here who have registered for the first time, or probably are looking to register for comrades, right?
Yeah.
And the sheer distance, right? कि 90 kilometers है, full marathon ही 42.2 kilometers होता है. वो करते करते ही it's not easy, right? A full marathon or 90 kilometers is 2 full marathons. And ये जो terrain है, which is very hilly, ऊपर नीचे है, there is no flat. The whole terrain is called the Valley of Thousand Hills for a reason, right? So, what would you like to tell someone who is going to run for the first time or has not yet registered but is thinking about registering? How easy or difficult is comrades?
Well, it's all depends on, like, they say, like, the 60% is your mind and the 40% is your physical. I would say that, because if you think that, 90 kilometers, so many hills and all that, it sounds very scary. Or if you look at it that way, like, 90 kilometers, हम लोग तो 10 kilometers से करते हो, like, करते हैं हम लोग. So 10 kilometers का 9 है, 9 time करने का हम. One. About the hills, I would say that there are only 5 major hills. As you said, 1,000 hills are there. 1,000 hill valley it's called as. But there are many hills are there. But major hills are 5, right? And most importantly, there is a way you tackle these hills also. And any ultra marathons, hardly, like we recreation runners, hardly we can. You can't run throughout 90 kilometers. I mean, for up run, it is almost 87, something like that. 3 kilometers less, say, a time per week. So you hardly run throughout the hill. You have to have a strategy of walk jog. It makes it more easier. You get to walk. You see, the hills may kabhi bhi, see, my strategy of facing the hills are like, what I think is, always when the hill comes, दूर से देखेगा ना, हिल ऐसा दिखता है कि बहुत स्टीप है वो, बट नजदीक जाते जाते अरे अभी तक चालू नहीं है, अभी तक, बाद में मालूम पड़ेगा इट्स नॉट मच. It's always that, you notice that. So what you should do is, hills, they say, like, don't look at the hill, look at the heel of the person in front of you. Okay. And other thing is that you should always keep in mind, hill आ गया तो खुश होना चाहिए, क्योंकि you get to walk. One. And other thing is that it makes your legs stronger. The hill makes your legs stronger.
True.
So these are the 2-3 positive things you always keep in mind. So it makes it very easy. And whenever the hill is there, you have to, in fact, like walk jog. You can't just run on the hill. Throughout the hill you can't. And even walk also, you can't even just walk throughout the hill. If you throughout the hill, if you walk, it will never get over.
Yeah.
So you have to walk
Correct.
jog.
So,
Yeah.
So मुझे जब कोई पूछता है, तो I generally say that comrade is a very doable race. I mean, everybody who has been running for 2, 3, 4 years can actually run a comrades. As long as you are capable of qualifying by running a full marathon in 4 hours 49 minutes, I think you can run a comrades. And it is not as difficult as it looks like.
Yes.
Because 12 hours to finish a comrade is a long time. And if you plan well, if you train appropriately, because we all train from January onwards till June, 5 months of focused training. And I think I have seen over the years that a lot of people finish, we thought कि अरे इसका होगा नहीं, कैसे होगा, this person is so slow, but हो जाता है. I mean, the weather उधर वहाँ weather is a big advantage. यहाँ we train in humid weather, hot weather, but वहाँ जाके it is cold, humidity is less. So I think all those things actually make a difference. And जैसा, as you said, right, कि the hills, you don't run all the hills, you actually walk also a lot of hills. Walk jog करके it is not as bad as it sounds. And I think the whole euphoria on the road, when there is just so much support, the water points, the wonderful water points, so much music, it's like a celebration.
Exactly.
through
Yeah.
the whole road, right? So at least for people who are on the fence or people who are registered for the first time, don't worry, don't be anxious. I think Comrades is a very doable race, and all of you who have registered for it, I'm sure will do it. The Indian ecosystem, यानी अब India में Comrades has become reasonably popular, especially in Mumbai, Pune, Surat, these belts. There are a lot of us who run Comrades, and there's a lot of knowledge available about Comrades.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, people like Satish have become trainers. There is Amit Kumar who trains now. There is Girish Bindra. Clearly, people who have run 2, 3, 4 Comrades and are now training
Very
make
nice.
the
Yeah.
journey very easy. Right?
Exactly.
Because experience है उनके पास और साथ में train करते हैं. So it is fun. I mean, it is worth all the effort, clearly. But डरने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Comrade is a very doable race, and I am sure more and more Indians will now do it.
Because sorry to interrupt you there, like nowadays you must have seen, like the support for Indian runners there,
Yeah.
it is outstanding. I mean, out of the world it is, like
Yeah.
especially when you see that the group of international runners, for example Australia wala, England wala, UK wala, US wala, सब लोग साथ में जा रहे हैं, India wala साथ में है, to look at the thing, is it, hey India, first they call India.
No, true. एक तो वहाँ पे बहुत सारा Indian diaspora है in Durban, South Africa.
Even whites and other blacks also, in fact, like
Yeah.
everyone, India करते रहता है, because see, like other runners, international, they're asking me, I think you guys are doing something right, why India करते हैं, that kind of a
No,
thing,
true. And that is why, Satish, I insist, right, that we all wear the same India t-shirt. जो हर साल we design and we ensure that everybody buys it. Because when there is a large contingent of Indian runners and everybody wearing the same t-shirt, we are recognized easily as Indian runners. And people call out to us, and that actually gives you a lot of energy through the route.
Positive energy,
through the
exactly.
whole day, right? Because one is, yes, they're cheering for you, and two, every time they refer to you as an Indian runner, it just brings in a little more sense of responsibility that
That
you
is
got to
also
run well, and you
Yeah.
got to do this race better.
At the same time, I tell people, runners, when they travel from here itself, we should wear India t-shirt. So that in the flight and some conversation, people from different countries or guys, they look at the uniform, all are wearing the same t-shirt. They'll say, "Kaun sa team hai aapka? Kaun sa kya hai?" The conversation gives a lot of positive vibe,
No, absolutely, absolutely. Satish, so let's also talk talk a little about the training, right? I mean, there is a lot of the race is in June. Most of us, a lot of us do the full marathon qualifier either in January or February, whether you do Mumbai or you do Delhi or anything around it. So the training largely starts from Jan onward, which is Jan to mid June, when the race is there.
Yeah.
I keep getting questions कि कितना mileage होना चाहिए, right?
It's
Over a 5 month period, how much should we run?
Yeah, that's all. It all depends on, like, your target, what target you're looking at. 12 hours के लिए आपको 800 बस हो गया, 800 से 1000 kilometers. 12 hour finish के लिए बस हो गया, So instead of doing a junk mail, you do like some quality training. That's important also.
And then when you want to do a fast Comrades in a shorter time, then of course mileage has to go up.
Exactly.
Because I have seen people happily finish a Comrades in by running 700, 800 kilometers also through as mileage. And then there are of course people we know who run 1500 kilometers, and then the objective for them is to actually do a fast marathon, right? And people also ask about there is an up run and a down run, right? I mean, the up run starts from Durban to Pietermaritzburg, which is what it is this year, and the down run starts from Pietermaritzburg to Durban. In your opinion, having run 12 Comrades, which one is more difficult, the up or the down?
Both are challenging. See, I'll tell you, down run, there is next day of the down run, I can't walk properly.
Oh, yeah.
But next day of the up run, I'm like, I can walk properly. I don't say that I've recovered completely, but I can walk properly because the wear and tear on up run is very less. and both are challenging. And because even up run also, the second half is a little bit easier. First half, 1 or 2 climb is there. And there are like flat also there, climb up, down, and stuff like that. It's not only climb.
Yeah, it's not only climb. So while it is defined as an up run, because it ends at an altitude which is higher than where it starts.
Exactly.
St. Peter-Maritzburg, where it ends, that is at a higher altitude versus where you start in Durban. And hence it is called an up run. Doesn't mean that it is only up. And down run doesn't mean that it's only down. There is an equal ups and downs almost in both the cases. As Satish said, the down run seems to be a bit tougher on the legs because you're on the way down, you're kind of thumping your quads all the time. Up, but it is easier on the effort. I feel it's easier on the effort. You can run a bit faster on the downs and it helps you probably do a little bit better on the down run. But at the same time, down run is 3 kilometers more and up run is 87. So this year is the up run. But if as a true comrade, when you do an up, you'll also do a down. And if you do a down first, then you'll do an up. Right? They're back to back. The beauty is doing both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In fact, as you said, like, exactly, like, the up run, the elite runners, 3 minutes, they are slower. Down run, they 3 minutes, they are 3-4 minutes, they're faster. So so little difference is there, up, like, there are few, I mean, depends on, again, how you train yourself, for the up. And each one of us are different. So, some people, as you said, the 800, 1000, some people might require more mileage, some may not, and their lifestyle, their genetics, and all the stuff, differs.
So Satish, from January to June, right? One, of course, most of us do the Tata Mumbai Marathon, which is in this time it's on 21st Jan. Yeah. Then we do the Tata Ultra 50 kilometers for people who stay in Bombay, Pune, and around areas. We do a 50-kilometer Tata Ultra. Iske baad, how many more long runs will we do and do we do? I mean,
I think 2 बस हो गया. उसके बाद हम लोग तो 2 ही करने वाले हैं. That's what I decided, because before we used to do 3. Now 2 is enough, because what I feel is March में एक है. हम लोग we have decided that Kalimpong Ultra करके day time पे चालू होता है. That is 65 kilometers. Little altitude उतना नहीं है, but it is all right, So it's like got lot of rollings. 65-1 in March end. Then April you do another 56 end of April.
So April there is this Kas Ultra. Why Kas Ultra bhi hai?
Yeah,
which is Satara, right? Kas Ultra.
Yeah.
So you do one in the Tata Ultra we'll do in Feb, which is the long run. Then March we do another long run.
Yeah.
Then April one more. April one more.
That's good enough. I think
the definition of a long run is 50 and above, right? So Tata Ultra is the 50, and then in March you suggest, and we'll do one more 65 kilometers. In April we will do another 55 or 65 kilometers. That's all. So peak, most of us when we do the long runs, we do not cross 65. I mean, of course, there are runners who run 70 and 75 also. But I think I have never run. In my 7 comrades training, I have never run beyond 65. It's only on the comrades day we do more, but वो हो जाता है. I don't think it's a problem.
पहले हम लोग कैसे ट्रेनिंग करते थे 42 के लिए, हम लोग 32 से ऊपर नहीं करते थे. 30, 32, 28 भी करते थे. Not more than that. Now the people do 35, 36 तो नहीं किया तो like you feel that not trained is that way, So all that, So even I never did more than 65 for comrades.
And the weather, right? हम Bombay में or wherever in India we are training, the weather is a bit hot because you are training in March, April, and May, and it is also very humid. So generally you are sweating a lot. But when you go there, the weather does work to your advantage. Can you kind of just talk a bit about the weather?
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you something. Another thing, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it is like throughout the world, it is that, the because of the global warming, things are changing drastically. When I went recently there, South Africa, I experienced all the 3 weathers. It's going to be spring now, supposed to be spring. Spring means like, little bit of, not much hot, little okay, and hardly it rains. But here, that time, like, when I went this year, it was raining heavy one day. One day is hot. It was hot in the sense, not like Mumbai hot. It's hot, all right, valuable for us. We can bear it, and it was cold also. One day it was pretty cold, very cold. So you never know, and now like I feel that all runners you should be, to be ready for any weather, irrespective of the. You should not be crying and weather अच्छा है उधर ऐसा बोल नहीं सकता वो दिन कुछ भी हो सकता है.
True, I agree, Satish. There is answer, but at least the weather होता अच्छा है. I mean, I have never had a situation where the weather is
So far,
bad from
nahi.
Bombay.
Exactly.
At least it is definitely cooler, and humidity is much less, so you sweat less. In fact, if you're starting in Durban in the morning, it is not so cold. This year we'll start in Durban.
Yeah.
When you start in Petermaritzburg, it is very cold in the morning.
Yeah.
So you need to be adequately covered. But this time you're starting in Durban, so it is not that cold. But when in the evening you reach Petermaritzburg, 5:30 and all, but after 4 o'clock it will start becoming cold.
Yeah. You have to take your warm clothes,
So when you finish there, because you are tired, you run on 90-kilometer, immunity is a little low. It is cold and you feel really, really very cold. So after the race, you got to have adequate clothing so that you don't feel very cold. Because you also have to, for most of us, we have to travel back from Petermaritzburg to Durban.
Yeah,
and most of us travel in the evening either through the bus or through the car. But the weather, in my opinion, is an advantage from
that
where we train to eventually when we run on the race day.
Even so far, like in all these 12 years, the weather was like good
and
enough.
For me, in the 7 years, it has never rained.
Yeah.
Race
once
day
it rained. For me, like I experienced the rain once. Not much, but little bit. Little bit rain was there.
Yeah.
If it rains, it's more cold.
Yeah, of course. So can you also, Satish, see through the route, there are 42 water points, right? And they're all adequately spaced out. Can you talk a bit about those? Because people sometimes are worried, what should they carry with them through the race?
Somebody is saying, Vijay was saying, can we have some valuable conversation in Hindi also so everyone can understand?
Okay.
सही बात. तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ कि बराबर है. सी लाइक उधर ऐसा है कि एज यू सेड लास्ट ईयर कैसा था, एवरी 1.5 किलोमीटर ये था वाटर पॉइंट्स था. थ्रू आउट दे हैड 1.5-2 किलोमीटर्स में ऐसा स्प्रेड आउट, बट इट इज लाइक थ्रू आउट इट वाज देयर था. और उसमें पानी तो है ही, एक पानी पाउच में देते हैं हम लोग. सो यू हैव टू टेयर दैट एंड यू हैव टू ड्रिंक दैट पानी. अदरवाइज आप एक बॉटल लेके उसमें फिल कर सकते हैं. टेयर दैट एंड बॉटल में फिल कर सकते हैं आप. एंड उधर ऐसा है कि यू मस्ट हैव सीन, आपको लोग देखा होगा कि 42 के इधर मैराथन होता है. मैराथन का फिनिश के बाद हाउ इट इज लाइक वो जो म्यूजिक डांस वो सब रहता है फिनिश के बाद, वैसा ऑलमोस्ट एवरी वाटर स्टॉप में रहता है वैसा. और इतना पब्लिक इतना है रहता है, क्राउड बहुत क्राउड रहता है. और उधर आपको क्राउड है ना, क्राउड भी सपोर्ट देता है. क्राउड भी कुछ ना कुछ खाना वो ये सब देते रहते हैं. कुछ भी आप यू कैन सिलेक्ट इट, क्या खाते हैं आप, क्या देखते रनिंग करते करते देखने का कौन सा अच्छा लगा आपको ले सकते हो आप. डोंट टेक एनीथिंग विच यू थिंक लाइक अभी देखा नहीं है ऐसा वैसा देखो ले मत. अदरवाइज यू गेट एवरीथिंग देयर. और पानी का तो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. एनर्जी ड्रिंक्स भी मिलता है उधर, चॉकलेट्स मिलेगा आपको, और ऑरेंजेस मिलेगा, अच्छा जूसी ऑरेंजेस मिलेगा आपको. एंड यू गेट ऑल दिस एप्पल्स आल्सो कट करके, बनानास मिलेगा आपको. एंड एक जगह पे एक ये अपना गूज जेल्स भी रहता है. there are points are there, they mentioned that which points they have goo gels are there, all those kinds. So you get everything almost like there.
In the second half, I think water points mein there is Coke and ice cream soda also, instant sugar ke liye, which is very helpful because your body probably just gives you an additional kick wo Coke ya ice cream soda leke.
Yeah, but they say that the Coke and all that don't start से नहीं लेने का, halfway के बाद ही चालू करने का.
It is there only after initial few kilometers. It's not there at the beginning at all.
और इधर का कोक और उधर का कोक थोड़ा डिफरेंस है. टेस्ट अच्छा है उधर का, तो अच्छा रहता है कोक. That's what I seen, because of the water जो यूज करते हैं ना उन लोग, maybe that is the reason. And other thing is that Kashyap, when I went for that award, I met the Indian consulate. So they told me that they would like to keep 2 water stops. So we will discuss. I'll discuss with you. So maybe in the second half somewhere, like where you don't have water stop, में थोड़ा problem है, उधर आप रख सकते हैं. हम लोगों को बोल सकते हैं भाई उधर रखो आप लोग.
Yeah, I think We Satish, Indian consulate, we have to use them to give us multiple visit visas.
नहीं
Every
वो तो
year,
है
this applying for visa is a waste of time.
नहीं वो उन लोगों ने बोला है कि इधर का साउथ अफ्रीकन कॉन्सुलेट जनरल लास्ट टाइम वी मेट नो डॉक्टर पाटिल का घर पे शी वाज टेलिंग दैट यू लेट मी नो व्हेन आई आस्क्ड हर शी सेड लेट मी नो हु ऑल गोइंग रेगुलरली गिव अ लिस्ट ऑफ दिस थिंग पीपल so we'll give them the multiple visa, we'll give them a 5 years visa, whatever it is, 10 years visa.
Then let us do that separately between you and me. Let's do that.
I'm telling you, मेरा पासपोर्ट पूरा साउथ अफ्रीकन वीजा ही उसमें भरा है, दो तीसरा पासपोर्ट है पूरा ऐसा ही है, पूरा साउथ अफ्रीकन वीजा ही है उसमें.
Yeah. So the other question, Satish, people would have is when should you reach there?
So it is a like in a personal thing it is, because some people क्या होता है flight में long flight it is via Dubai you go, and some are like outstation, not from Mumbai, outstation, those people have to come one day before or early morning for the night flight, and you know, so the early morning मतलब वो रात को पहले नाइट को भी नींद नहीं है, बाद में इधर आके भी रात को नींद नहीं है, दुबई में भी कभी-कभी you know in the flight some people get sleep, some people don't get sleep, so by the time you go there you're really tired, so it is safer for them to start on Tuesday, Wednesday you reach there, Thursday first day of the expo है, first day expo finish करो जो करने का है, बाद में हम लोगों को तो रहता ही है Thursday whatever we decide whenever it
we
is
all
Friday.
Meet on Friday na, we
Friday,
all meet at the expo on Friday, the Indian
Friday.
contingent.
So Friday morning है ना, हम लोगों का एक दूसरा है कि वो Indian consulate people they're going to keep a small talk, I mean small ये yoga का session and small run and all, you can have a run with them, sort of like anyway you're doing a small run, you will be running there, and there's a yoga, half an hour yoga, and with the refreshment and all they're going to keep it for all Indian runners plus local runners also they're going to invite, and whoever the foreigners are there, runners are there, they're going to invite, they're going to keep that, they won't keep it after the Monday, Tuesday or something like that. They said people are in a hurry to go and we can't.
No, people will leave on Monday or Tuesday. So anything the consulate wants to do, as Friday is the best day.
Yeah, so they don't keep that. So Friday also we can meet up, as we said, like you know, we will decide the date. We'll tell them so and so date we'll have we'll all meet at the expo and we'll have a group picture and all that photographs.
So generally, at least there, my thought is you should definitely reach on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And Friday को expo जाके जो भी करना है, bib collect करना है, or whatever you want to buy, not buy, वो सब कर लेने का. And then Saturday you should only rest.
वो तो
Do not go anywhere on Saturday. Do not do anything on Saturday, so that your body and your legs get the adequate rest. So that on the Comrades Day, because Comrades starts at 5:30, because this year at least it's starting from Durban, so you don't have to get up very early, but you will still get up in the 3:30 range, and then the whole day you have to run and you're on your feet, right? So Saturday is the day where you have to adequately rest. Friday night when you go to sleep, you have to sleep as long as you can, and of course most of us reach on Thursday. Yeah, of course you can reach one day earlier and reach on Wednesday also. And then after the race on Monday, all of us Indian runners meet together at Satish's friend's house, Derek's house, just to celebrate Comrades and Indians at Comrades. Derek has always been a very wonderful and gracious host to host us all. And then Tuesday we all leave. Right? So yeah, I mean that is what we generally do. Reach on Thursday. Fly back on Tuesday, so that your body also gets a bit of rest on Monday. And then it's a little
and there is only 3.5 hours difference from India and South Africa. They are behind us, and usme you know utna difference nahi hai. But still some people 1 or 2 days they might have problems, you know, sleep ka. You sleep early and a little bit hota hai. Kabhi ek ko hota hai, ek ko nahi hai. And sometimes it happens. This time when I went, it happened to me, like I was like not getting sleep only night, no? So kabhi hota hai, no? Kabhi nahi, aisa hai. So that is also you have to consider. So that's why safer it is one day before, or as you said, Thursday you go there.
Thursday is Thursday से ज़्यादा late नहीं करने का. But otherwise, yeah, of course you can go on a Wednesday as well.
और एक Karan, I think Karan was just asking, is there any acclimatization required? Like, yeah, so technical, when could reach, and okay, yeah, I think we answered that.
Acclimatization, Karan, not really. Matlab, as we said, right, it is a bit cold. but nothing beyond that. I mean,
3.5 hours difference.
it's at a sea level, right? So in Khardungla, you have to acclimatize because it is way above the sea level. There is the oxygen density is a little lesser, and hence you need to do that. But clearly, not for comrades. You just have to go and rest, I think, and not do anything hanky panky. Yeah. Food, when you go there, when we go there, there are adequate Indian restaurants now. There is, in fact, a Guju restaurant also for a lot, which a lot of us prefer. So there is adequate in and around the areas that we stay. There are adequate Indian restaurants where you can get the food from. So khana is also not an issue. You don't necessarily have to rely on the hotel food. Because the hotel where you're staying, generally you will not really get Indian food. Right. And that is why breakfast ke liye, especially if you're a vegetarian, in the hotel, it can be a bit challenging because you will not get as many veg options. In a way, I mean, you will not get a idli, vada, aloo paratha, upma, poha, वो सब नहीं मिलेगा.
बट दिस टाइम लाइक मैंने क्या किया था, शेरीन के साथ एक करके एक होटल है उधर, बुक कर रहे हैं हम लोग. सो वी आर आस्किंग फॉर उधर वो कॉन्टिनेंटल ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, तो उधर मैं बोल सकता हूँ उसको पराठा सब बना के एक
so you do that. So why don't you, Satish, talk a bit about that? I mean, apart from you are also coordinating and taking a whole gang together where you all are staying together, etc. Right?
हाँ, वो लॉजिस्टिक्स का भी मेरा ऐसा कांटेक्ट है उधर मेरा, वो शेरीन करके शी लुक्स आफ्टर एवरीथिंग. उधर कैसा उन लोग द मोमेंट यू रीच द एयरपोर्ट, उधर से वो पिकअप ड्रॉप एवरीथिंग, ट्रांसपोर्ट किधर किधर जाने का वो सब होटल तक के, एंड उधर से एक्सपो जाने का है, सब लेके जाएगा उन लोग, छोड़ेगा आपको सब कुछ. इवन कॉमरेड्स के दिन भी आपको स्टार्टिंग लाइन में, उधर से बाद में फिनिश होने के बाद आपको रिटर्न आने के टाइम पे उधर भी बस मिलेगा. प्लस आपका कोई ये रहेगा लाइक फैमिली मेंबर्स रहेगा. So the family members also can go on the route. We will make an arrangement for you all to go on the route and stay for 1 or 2 places they can stay and greet you guys.
That question I'll come to. But so you are saying that you are kind of airport to airport. Mumbai airport se leke wapas Mumbai airport aane tak. If you hand yourself over to Satish, he will ensure that travel is within South Africa. Transport is arranged. Lunch, breakfast, lunch and dinner is arranged.
Dinner also,
and whatever else we do together as an Indian contingent also you will experience.
And this time we are planning to go on garden route from Mumbai, from Durban to Cape Town by road we are planning to go. It'll take about 4 or 5 days or something. Going like 1 day only, 2 days. And you stay there for 2 days, at least around 7 days. The beautiful place that is, like via garden route you're going. I am also going this time. They said
but this is after the race.
Tuesday we go and maybe on Sunday we come back.
So that is a lot of your fellow runners are also going.
They're also going. And other thing is that what I was thinking, Kashyap, there are some people who can't afford all these things, even the transport, food, accommodation. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, इसको बोल के मैंने क्या किया, उन लोगों को चाहिए तो आप लोग एक पैकेज बना के देगा, उसमें 3 divided into 3 parts, like 3 installments you can give. You don't have to pay the money at a time, February में एक दे दो, March, April में एक दे दो, May में एक दे दो, ऐसा, installment में भी दे सकते हो आप.
That is good arrangement actually. So guys, for all of you who want to understand this arrangement with Satish is coordinating, please reach out to him directly. He is arranging within South Africa transport from the airport to your hotel se leke expo tak, on the race day from your hotel to the start point, then at the finish line from Pietermaritzburg back to the hotel, and then on Monday when we travel for the party. So everything is coordinated with lunch, breakfast and dinner. So if you guys are interested in doing that, please reach out to him. तो क्या first time, अगर if आपका first time है तो आपको वो सब करने का tension नहीं. आपको सिर्फ you can focus on your run. You just have to run. For everything else, Satish is there.
Yeah, exactly. And आप लोगों का family members किसी को route में जाने का है, वो भी arrangement कर.
Yes. So this is important कि through the course of the route, because if your family is also joining you, which happens in a lot of cases, it is necessary that your family meets you on the route. they should also experience this whole day at Comrades, right? Because
Exactly.
just as you enjoy running it, I'm sure they will enjoy the whole experience of the day. And they actually, families meet the runners on the route at least 2 to 3 times, and then at the finish point as well. So that also can be coordinated, which is what a lot of families do. And then what happens is, ek jagah pe sare Indian families are waiting together with the flag and with the typical Indian noise and music. So वो भी important है करने का, and वो भी करना चाहिए.
Exactly.
Right. So that also Satish says he is kind of arranging that. So if that is the case, you all should also reach out. You all should reach out to him as well.
और दूसरा एक दो है पेड सर्विसेज उधर मिलते हैं आपको, चेंज ऑफ क्लोथ, चेंज ऑफ गेयर्स एंड ऑल दैट. दे विल कम एंड कलेक्ट इट एंड दैट्स अ पेड दिस थिंग. हम लोग भी करने का सोच रहे थे फॉर इंडियन दिस थिंग, बट इट इज लाइक टू मच ऑफ थिंग्स, लाइक मे बी सोचेगा हम लोग बाद में वापस उसके बारे में. बट इफ मेनी पीपल आर देयर वी कैन डू दैट, बट इट्स लाइक टू मच ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. बट दे ऑलरेडी हैव सम प्रोफेशनल पीपल आर डूइंग इट. Already there are people are doing it. You pay some money, or apna you can change of clothes or kuch bhi karne ka hai aapko, like all those things.
Correct. So there is one more question from Leena on support crew, right? So Leena, the support crew does not travel with the runner, right? On the route there are only runners, and there are 23,000 runners. So there is actually no ability for the crew to travel, but your support crew can meet you twice or thrice on the route, but that is managed by that is not through the Comrades Association. That is managed separately and privately, and they can of course give you whatever you want. Yeah. Water, shoes, socks, t-shirt, everything, right? What is वैसे तो through the 42 water points there is adequate water, adequate energade that is available, adequate coke and ice cream soda available. So I don't think we are ever short of these things. If you eat something specific, you should carry it on yourself. For example, I eat dates. So I always carry khajur with me, and I'll carry quite a few so that through the course of the day I can eat. I also carry a few gels. But everything else, potato, banana, जो भी है वो मैं water point से ही ले लेता हूँ. That I don't carry it on me. But after a point, I think after 50-60 kilometers, the body does not even take in a lot of solid food. So ज्यादा ओवर कैरी करके भी कोई पॉइंट नहीं होता है, बट क्लियरली वैसा एडिक्वेट होता है.
Exactly, yeah. Or can change of gear or clothes or whatever it is. They have, like as you said, like private people are there, and it's a paid service. They have been doing it for many years, and they have 3 bags. 3 stops. They have 3 bags. You can keep whatever you want to keep. You can keep there. So
Yeah.
like starting में क्या चाहिए आपको उधर रखो, second वाले क्या चाहिए. They will brief you. Or they have a website also. All those things are there. You can go through their website, and they have been doing it for many years now.
Yeah. So, Karan, to your question, it is not cold at the starting point at Durban. Durban weather is not that cold, so you will not need a jacket at the start line. But I think you will definitely need a jacket at the finish line. So that if you are alone and not without family or crew, then you can put it in the talk bag. Exactly. At Durban, you can deposit it when you at the expo, and then you can get it at the finish line. Do not keep anything very expensive in the talk bag. Last year we had a case where an iPhone got stolen in the talk bag, and then there is absolutely no way you can find it. Okay, so talk bag में जितनी जरूरत है उतनी चीजें डालो, clothes and slippers and stuff like that. Do not keep expensive things like a phone, etc. in the talk bag. Right, Satish?
Yeah, of course. Last time अपना इनका प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो मिला ही नहीं, बाद में प्रॉब्लम उनको पुलिस लेके गए थे, घर पे लेके गए. तो देयर सिस्टम इज डिफरेंट देयर. जो उसके पास था उनको मालूम है उसके पास था, बट उसको वारंट ऑफ अरेस्ट रहेगा ना तो अरेस्ट कर सकता है. सर्च वारंट नहीं था. सर्च वारंट तो सर्च कर सकता है, वो डिनाई किया मेरे पास है नहीं. And police can't go there and just search unless a search warrant nahi hai.
Yeah, so basically it's just avoidable to keep expensive things in the talk bag. There is a question from Nihal, are there physios en route? So there are no, at a few places there are, but generally there are a lot of people who are applying those cream or that spray for your stiffness, etc. And they will massage your quads, they will massage your calf, etc. if you need to. But
एक रूट मैप route का जो map इसमें which are the places hydration, all those things are there. No, the route का there
हाँ, सब
Comrades
डिटेल में
website
लिखा होता है
they will
इनफैक्ट.
mention where they have physios. There are 2 places they will be. There are places like where you can they stand there and they'll both the legs they'll come and give that massage, and within seconds you do that and go, because you can't waste actually a lot of time there. कुछ ऐसा कुछ ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगा तो then you have to be there. Physios will be there, कुछ ना कुछ the medicals है, medical tents are there, ambulances are there. तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ऐसा. Those people they'll help you also. The emergency ऐसा कुछ रहेगा तो. Otherwise normally like you feel like doing it. कभी कभी ऐसा सोचते हैं अरे कोई स्प्रे करेगा, कोई ये करेगा, like, but you divert your mind and keep going.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens is, at least I have experienced at times through the course of the race, there are moments where it becomes very tough. Your body is tired, you're exhausted for whatever be the reason, right? And at times you feel like, chalo, let me stop, let me just give up, right? But you should not do that. As long as you're within the cutoff times, you're on time, you should definitely continue running or walking, because something will happen, right? You will get a second wind, you will suddenly feel energized, you will bump into a fellow runner, a fellow Indian runner, or a group of runners, and it might just reignite some energy and you'll start running again or start feeling better again. So there are cutoffs which you need to cross. As long as you're within the cutoff timelines, never ever give up the race. Okay, keep walking, keep moving ahead, and one step ahead of another is the way we say. And in Comrades, do not step back, do not walk back. Even if you want to pick water from someone, you walk ahead and pick water. Don't go behind and pick water. Just keep moving ahead, and that is the way to probably make Comrades easier for you. Yeah, so that is another aspect of the race. So Satish, I have seen over the years that people start training very enthusiastically. People register, and then suddenly Comrades become a very big thing for them. And then come April and May, right? We see people getting exhausted. We see injuries cropping up. And you see a lot of people not wanting, some people not wanting to do Comrades. So every year, the number of people actually starting the race is almost 70 to 80% of the people registering for the race. But जो start करते हैं उसमें से 90% of the people finish the race, right? So there's a large gap between people registering and people starting for various reasons. But how in your mind or in your experience, how do you deal with this fatigue, right? Either it's a mental fatigue or your body is a bit more tired, and hence it becomes injury prone. How do you tackle that?
Yeah, in fact, what we do is like we really enjoy the journey. Mostly, like what we do is like we depends on your target. You have your mileage and stuff like that. And each weekend we have a group. We'll form a group of people, runners across around surrounding, and other guys who are like, they want to. That time there's no events as such, and they want to join us for our long runs. They want to see like how Comrades guys are training and stuff like that. So always we have that this thing, and after the run we really enjoy your runs. And after the run, we have a breakfast, this and all that, just enjoy it. Photographs, go. I mean, and we keep changing the locations. Every weekend, किया, दूसरा जगह में किया, every 1 month once, दूसरा, I mean, anyway, you have the long runs also. And as you know, like we organize all those long runs, how we organize and all that. So ऐसा है रहता है, so those kind of things, like, that is the time you get to know people, get to know runners, get to meet them, and go to different locations.
Yeah,
that's how
correct.
we keep enjoying it. So वैसा है, so you don't feel bored otherwise.
So I tell everyone that Comrades को ऐसा एक mission, don't make it a mission. उसको जंग जैसे मत treat करो, right? And don't get obsessed and over consumed by Comrades. के suddenly your life में Comrades is the big thing and Comrades is the only thing. नहीं होना चाहिए. It's let us treat it like any other race. While it's a different race and it's a far longer race, so you kind of but do not get obsessed and consumed by it, such that eventually at some time during the training period you get tired you get prone to injuries, and then come April, May, you are giving up. वो नहीं होना चाहिए.
Exactly.
So just we got to be mindful and careful of that, right? So hence your training also, your training plan also should budget all this in, that there could be periods for 10 days, 15 days where you're not training. You go for a vacation, because this is the summers is the generally the time in India people go for a vacation.
Take your family along also, some of the races, some of the runs and all that. They'll also enjoy, and only in the daytime you're running morning, and the rest of the day, they'll also enjoy sightseeing. So not much of pressure also from the family. तो family बोलेगा अरे कभी long run कर रहे हैं उल्टा
Satish can very easily say these things, okay? So guys, feel free to, there are some questions we have answered. If there's anything else you want to ask, feel free to ask, right? The idea is that we are here for you. Anything in your mind, please ask.
Just there are one or two guys like Jayan Kansara, you can do mute maybe.
Sorry? Yeah, you just mute him.
Noise.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I get. So there is another question in the race that do you need a hydration bag? You don't need. I mean, in my opinion, you don't need, because there are 42 water points, Karan. So itna tension nahi hai, mil jayega. If you still want to carry, of course you can carry.
आपका phone in कुछ करने का है. I mean, if you're used to that long runs and all that, then fine, So
when is the
ऐसा होता है कि पीछे वो आदत होता है, तो पीछे नहीं तो आपको रन करने का अच्छा नहीं होता है, So
yeah, you can carry, but it's not like absolutely necessary. When is the best time to book flights and hotels? So hotels you can book now also, because most hotels do not charge upfront. They just take your credit card details and they will charge you only when you check in. So that flexibility is there.
If you want to do through me, that you have to wait till about 15th. 11th को बंद हो गया registration. So 15th we'll give that the budget.
So and you want to stay with Satish and his gang, so that you feel at home and you're not feeling alone and scared, then you can definitely reach out to Satish also that way. Flight tickets,
we will cover that, that after you finish, I'll tell you. Okay.
Yeah, and on flight tickets, I mean, see, most of the airlines have 2 stopovers. Emirates is the only one which has 1 stopover at Dubai and then directly Durban. But other flights, any other airline like Qatar or even Ethiopia, Etihad, they all have 2 stopovers. One within that, within their in their primary country, and second is in Joburg, and from Joburg it then moves to a domestic flight to Durban. So there you have 2 stopovers, which again is a avoidable thing in my opinion. I mean, I would prefer a single stopover versus double, but that you can do now if you're clear in your mind. आपको comrades भागना ही है, and come what may, you're not gonna give up, etc. Then you can book it, because flights do tend to get a bit more expensive closer to the dates. But abhi to adequate time hai, I mean, for flight bookings.
In fact, this time when I met the Consulate General, Indian Consulate General in Durban, last month when I went there, she was telling me like, you all write to us, we will see that you get some direct flights. Abhi to, it is too late now, because I told her also, see ma'am, like we write to you, government ये करेगा, वो ये करके जनवरी में बोलेगा आप लोग नहीं यार हुआ नहीं है, तो फिर flight charges सब गया ऊपर गया. There will be a problem issue for us, So maybe for
but we can still write, and probably they take it up through the year, and next year के लिए कर सकते हैं.
वो कर सकते हैं हम लोग. Yes, we can do that. Direct flight के लिए she said we will help you out. 2-3 flights हम लोग वो week में छोड़ने के लिए हम लोग will tell the South African government also, Indian government also. And especially, the other thing is that, Kashyap, that on Friday, as you said, that the week of the marathon comrades, on Friday we have a big gathering going to be there on the beachfront, right? Promenade. They're going to, like, Durban municipality also they're going to involve, and the government also they're going to involve. So huge this thing. Maybe like they might give a T-shirt to wear on that day for all we Indians or whatever it is, or our Indian T-shirt will be there. And it's going to be a huge, they're going to tweet and all those kind, the government also taking interest now. So what we do is we during the course of this week, we'll tell everybody to each one of us we should tweet, and send the pictures all social media everywhere.
Yeah, we will do that.
So let the government also comes to know, like it's something like big deal. This is sort
Indian
of like
runners are doing a big deal in South Africa.
See, I'm telling you, because this is not a small one. Like we are all like recreation runners. We are not professional runners.
Yeah.
But still, we are doing such a thing like 90 kilometers is not a small this thing distance. So such a this thing, and we are from different profession. We are going there and devoting our time. It's it's great message for the fitness for India. Fit India ke liye.
True. I mean, for those who don't know now, India is within the foreign countries. India now has the largest contingent, right? So, and I'm sure it will grow over the years. Last year we had 307 people starting and almost 270 finished. This year, I genuinely hope we have a lot more starting the race and of course finishing as well. One thing we got to remember that when we all travel there to run the comrades in some form and shape, we are representing India, right? We are runners from India. So we got to you carry the Indian badge on you. So you got to be responsible tourist, and definitely a responsible runner through the course during those 5-6 days they're there and on the race day, right?
They won't say that you're from run with Satish ka hai, ya Amit ka group hai, Hari ka group
Indian
hai,
runners,
group hai, Essex ka hai, Strider hai. They won't say, they don't know. They are Indian, but that's it. Are India se dekhna kaisa kar raha hai, wo India ka hai, So you're disgracing India, in fact,
So we got to be sensitive about it. We got to be careful about it. And as I said, right? Yeah, you just got to be responsible because you are representing India.
And during the course also on running also, while running also, I've been telling people also, like, see, when we are running, what happens? Suddenly we see auto stop, na khat karke hum log stop, left maar dete hain, like, shortcut, सीधा. वो मत करो आप लोग, क्योंकि पीछे से वो, guy is coming in that one particular pace, उसको disturb भी ये भी होता है, you might dash against them. और उधर साउथ अफ्रीका में एक 6-7 फुट हेवी रहता है, वो आपके ऊपर गिर गए तो फिनिश, आपका कॉम्रेड भी खत्म उधर ही. सो बी केयरफुल, हाथ ऊपर कर दो, लेफ्ट में आने तो लेफ्ट का हाथ ऐसे ऊपर करो तो लेफ्ट में जाओ. Otherwise also any event also, it is good habit,
I like how you drive, right? जैसा ड्राइविंग करते हैं वैसा, I mean सिग्नल दिखा के लेफ्ट या राइट जाने का.
Exactly,
रिक्शा नहीं चलाने का, इधर उधर घुसने का. So there is a question on hotel suggestions. So I mean, see, a lot of us stay on the promenade, right, which is closer to the beach, because I mean that location is just fantastic and it is one of the finest parts of Durban. You get a sea view and the promenade is lovely. The restaurants,
stretch to run also there.
It's a great big, very long stretch to run. On Friday morning, Saturday morning, Monday morning, you will find a lot of runners there, a lot of Indian runners there. The food, the restaurants that I spoke about are around that area. There is an Indian restaurant. There are a couple of Pakistani restaurants which serve lovely Indian food. So the promenade area is one. So a lot of us stay in a hotel called Blue Waters. There are a lot of good hotels just next to around Blue Waters, one after the another. It's like the Marine Drive of Durban. So you can book any hotel there. Otherwise also, I mean, just ensure that wherever you are staying, you don't travel out alone after 6:30, 7 o'clock when it is dark.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because somebody in the chat will mention, like, you got to be very careful. उधर बहुत ये होता तो है ये, but वो एक है comrades के टाइम पे extra vigilance रहता है. एक cops have that lot of vigilance and वो रहता है उधर वो area में, especially because internationals are coming there and it's a disgrace for the country only if anything happens like that. At the same time, whenever you're traveling any like foreign countries, don't act like a foreigner. See, Indians kaisa ki all over the world Indians are settled, so they don't know the culprits. Those people are there. They don't know whether you are from native Indian or from India. The moment you start talking, your attitude, the way you do it, they'll come to know ये तो इधर का नहीं है, फटक से मालूम पड़ेगा. वो मत दिखाओ उन लोगों को. Don't act like you're from India. तभी वो मालूम पड़ेगा इसको तो बकरा मिल गया चलो, ऐसा हो जाता है। और इधर स्पेशली साउथ अफ्रीका में भी फोन गिन एंड ऑल, बी केयरफुल, सराउंडिंग्स थोड़ा सा देखते रहना, कभी कोई है, कोई देख रहा है आपको, वॉच कर रहा है, बी अलर्ट ऑफ द सराउंडिंग्स, दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट।
Yeah.
और ये फोन गिन को ज्यादा करके ये मत करो, उधर फोन लेके भागेगा तो गया फिर। भले लाइक यू कैन रन 90 किलोमीटर विद देम, बट देयर गॉन, द शॉर्टकट लेके निकल गया हो, सो यू गॉट टू बी वेरी लिटिल बिट अलर्ट, दैट्स ऑल।
Yeah.
हाँ,
So, I mean, Satish, we have spent an hour discussing about comrades. I'm sure we can go on for longer, but if there are no more questions, then I would just kind of summarize a bit of what we discussed, and then I will leave it to Satish to say a few very important closing remarks, right? So clearly, guys, as I say always, the Comrades is a very doable race, and a lot of you, if you have been running for 2, 3, 4 years, you can run a full marathon in within the qualifying time of 4 hours 50 minutes. You can run a Comrades. Don't worry about how will you manage it. There is an ample time from now till June to train yourself physically and mentally. The Indian ecosystem is now pretty evolved. There is a lot of experience, wisdom to guide everyone in how to train for a comrades, what to do, what not to do. Uh, for people in Mumbai, Pune, Luna, in that area, we will do the long runs together, and that is another place where we meet each other and interact with each other and try to solve a lot of anxieties, queries, and get rid of your fears. It is a race that I think no one can do only one. Once you taste it, you want more. As a runner, we say that if you can, when people have an aspiration to do the world majors, which is full marathon, 6 full marathons, those across the world. But as a runner, you should definitely aspire and attempt to run a comrades. And clearly, it will change you as a runner. It will change you as a human being, because through the course of the training journey, you will know and learn a lot more about yourself. What are you made up of? You will make wonderful friends, as Satish is saying, because you spend almost, if you're training with the same set of people, you will run a mileage of almost 1,000 kilometers with them, which is almost 7,000 minutes, right, in those 5, 6 months. And that's how you make great friends, a great bond, and those are the memories you will kind of cherish for forever. So, and Satish is there, I am there. There are a lot more experienced comrades campaigners on this chat and otherwise in the country, who are happy to help, always happy to guide and help. We have a large WhatsApp group of Indian comrades, people who have run comrades or who are running this year. Feel free to ask questions there on that chat. Most of us will try to answer. If we miss answering, please feel free to ask again. Right? So don't worry about those things. And kabhi bhi pucho, kuch bhi pucho. We will do those four long runs in February, March, and April, and probably in May as well. So people who are in this area can do the long runs together. It just will be great fun. Satish, over to you to summarize more.
Yeah, in fact, that's what, as you said, this rightly said, it's a doable run, a really enjoyable run. And some of the runners over the years they have been going, they decided हम लोग तो एक कॉमरेड करेंगे और एक क्वालिफाई रन करेंगे, बस हो गया और कुछ नहीं करने का है, that's what, it keeps them fit throughout the year. As you finish the comrades, like 2-3 years, like taper down, easy ये करेंगे, I mean recovery runs and all that, then they pick it up, slowly. So
Yeah. Sorry, Satish, just one point. In a cost sense, see what happens is flights cost like 70 to 75,000 rupees. The stay will cost probably another, if you're sharing a room, etc., 20, 25,000. So that is kind of 1
food
lakh.
accommodation and all 30, 35, whatever, yeah.
So,
The transport
and
and other
registration is another 20,000 odd, 25,000. So I think broadly, on the upper side, 1.5 lakhs is the total cost of doing the comrades. Of course, here if you're training and then everything else that you spend here is different, but otherwise flights, hotel, cost of lodging and boarding there, it's registration, because registration is a bit expensive. is 1.5 lakhs. But at least let me tell you, the experience and the memories that you will take back are far superior and higher to training and running for a world major.
Exactly.
Right, Satish?
Yeah, of course. And regarding the route and other things and all, we can have another session or something like that.
Yeah, we can. I
It's
mean,
there in the
as I said,
website. It's there in the website also.
Everything is there on the website, the route, the cutoffs, the different cutoffs, at what stage is the each cutoff, what timeline, सब कुछ है. But otherwise also we are there to help. So please feel free. जो भी पूछना है पूछिए, and we will answer. Right?
Exactly.
That is the whole idea of building this ecosystem, so that it just to make Comrades journey easier for everyone. Right? So with this, I would close this session. Thank you, Satish. Thank you very much for doing this, and thanks a lot to what you're doing for the running community in India. And
thank you very much,
we all hope that we'll continue to see you on the roads for years to come.
Yes, thank you.
Chalo, bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.